Now, still on Trump's policies, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said he is working to make President Trump's plan to remove and resettle Gaza's population a reality. Mr. Netanyahu said he is cooperating with the U.S. on a common strategy for the Palestinian territory after a meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Jerusalem on Sunday. The talks come after President Trump proposed a U.S. takeover of Gaza and removal of the 2 million Palestinians there to neighboring countries. The UN has warned that any forced displacement of civilians from occupied territory is strictly prohibited under international law and tantamount to ethnic cleansing.
The first he's made clear is, and as you've pointed out, and the hostages need to come home, they need to be released, and you work in very close coordination with him. He's working in very close coordination, but with the Prime Minister and his government, and ensuring that that happens. That must happen. It's not optional. And would add that that's a goal we share in common, and that is something we work on very closely together. Related to that, the President's been very clear. Hamas cannot continue as a military or government force. And frankly, as long as it stands as a force that can govern, or as a force that can administer, or as a force that can threaten by use of violence, peace becomes impossible. They must be eliminated. It must be eradicated.
I thank Secretary Rubio for President Trump's assistance in helping us secure the release of another 3 hostages yesterday. These are hostages that Hamas refused to support only a few days to release only a few days earlier. And I also thanked him for America's unequivocal backing for Israel's policy in Gaza in moving forward.
Now, 3 Israeli hostages have been freed by Hamas, as Israel is due to release 369 Palestinian prisoners in exchange. The 6th swap of the ceasefire comes after there were fears the deal could collapse this week. The 3 hostages who were released from Gaza on Saturday after 498 days of captivity endured physical abuse and were left in the dark as to the fate of their loved ones. They were released following days of uncertainty and doubt after Hamas accused Israel earlier in the week of failing to meet aid obligations and said it was pausing the scheduled hostage releases. Israel rejected the charge and threatened to resume the war. While the 3 men looked thin and pale, they appeared to be in better physical condition than the 3 severely emaciated hostages who were released last week, in images that shocked Israel and sparked an outpouring of anger.